Hey, it's Darlene. Welcome to my channel and my creative life. I'm working on a one-page layout. So I'm filmed this while I was at a crop. And so I don't know about you, but I know a lot of people pack, pretty much their entire craft room. And sometimes I wish I did because I thought I did some little kits for each of the pictures I wanted to do. There's so many things missing from that kit. I was able to complete this layout, but I don't know if it would have been different if I would have done it at home. But I do like the final result, and I hope you do too. So these are pictures from Thanksgiving. I don't usually take a lot of pictures for Thanksgiving because I'm usually busy eating. I'm kind of kidding, but cooking and eating and then just kind of hanging out. We do the same thing for Thanksgiving every year, which I love. All the kids come over and we eat and we have dessert and we literally just kind of lounge around. If there's a football game on, we watch football. If there's not, we'll watch a movie, those kind of things. So it is definitely family time. But this year, for whatever reason, I took a few more than usual. I was really focusing on the pie because on the plates we had pie. So this collection is from Simple Stories, and I want to say they're actually from different collections. A lot of times when you go to like scrapbook expos or even like scrapbook stores, they'll sell the older, I'll say older models, older lines of these collections in like single sets or just like the die cuts or just the stickers or just the, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I like that actually better because, don't get me wrong, I do buy, whole kits a lot of times. But sometimes you just need one or two pages from it. You don't need, everything part of the kit because it just kind of sits in your craft room. You end up getting rid of it later, blah, blah, blah. But anyhow, so you can see how I portion these pictures. Now you notice that the pictures are different sizes. If you follow my channel or if you're a subscriber of mine, you do know that I print my pictures through our local Walgreens and I use the collage type of photos, and I'll do the 4x6 collage, and the more photos you add to there, the different sizes they are. Now you notice how like one picture of the food, it's almost it's landscape for one thing, but it's bigger than like the smaller one of the banner, and then I also realized there was another really small, like almost postage stamp size picture, but you'll see that at the end when I show the final product. But they adjust to however it was cropped on your photo, your photos. That's what I mean to say. So I really like that because they're not just straight 3x4s, which are the other two of my daughter and also one of my granddaughters, which I love that size, don't get me wrong, but I also like the quirkiness of the other ones. So I went ahead and put all the papers down. You saw me attach it. I clipped or cut out those tags that were part of a full sheet, and I love how they're peeking out right there. So normally when I'm doing my layouts, I try to do clusters. I love clusters. And I love clusters that have combination of, stickers or like the card that says give thanks and eat pie. But you notice I also cut that pie off of one of those 3x4 cards. And those cards were actually from a sheet as well. And I bought these die cuts from a completely different collection, but because it was fall, I knew that the oranges and things like that would match. And the funny thing is look at, I went through all of these and I think I only grabbed two things. Yeah, two things. And one of them being that gingham orange over there on the right, which I love, and I'm going to cut that to a banner, or maybe it was a banner, I can't tell. And then that Give Thanks, which is brown, which also is that fall color with Give Thanks. So I love that part of it. I do try to create another cluster with the pie and that little sentiment, but you'll see how everything is arranged differently. And the thing I love about scrapbooking is that, or my style, I should say, of scrapbooking, is, you put things down and you think, okay, I'm going to put it there at that left-hand corner or the right-hand, wherever. And then you could move it literally like a centimeter, or move it to the right, move it to the left, move it up, move it down. There should be a little dance, right? But for whatever reason, just one little change just makes a huge difference. I still haven't used that pie. I still aren't 100% sure where I'm putting it. And it's making me crazy because I want to use it. And I will eventually, and you'll see that. But I do end up adding some well, another tag here. So that was part of it, one of the die cuts. And you see how I'm only using that tag top, so it emulates those other three that are going along the bottom right. So I'm going to add that over here because I don't want that give thanks just by itself. I do want to build a cluster, but this is what I was talking about. Like, I probably got all kinds of stuff in my craft room, but because I only brought limited supplies, I didn't have like all the stuff, right? All the things to create a larger cluster. So I'm really thinking harder, using my imagination, which again is one of the big reasons why I love not packing everything and the kitchen sink, because I think it forces me to be a little bit more creative and use what I have. Now, don't get me wrong, there have been plenty of times where I'll just pretty much put photos on a layout and maybe like a little bit of background paper, but then don't finish them because I know I want to do something with my Cricut, or I want to make a title, or I have the perfect embellishment at home that I didn't bring, kind of thing, and I'll finish them later. But this gives me a big start. But like I mentioned earlier, in the beginning of this video, I do end up finishing this layout, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So technically I have 3 clusters, and one is over there on that middle right with the title, which is the give thanks and eat pie. And really the only thing I did with that was add the black edging, the back line edging around it, and then a couple of enamel dots. And then there's that middle bottom where I have the pie, and right now just enamel dots. And then over there on the left, I have the give thanks and the other tag topper. So over there on the top right, I'm adding a piece of like natural color white. I'm putting quotation marks up on the top, and I'm going to outline those as well because I'm copying how I did that title. And then I'm going to put some journaling on that bottom left and the top right. And I'm going to do a little something to that little tab or that tag that I just made my own tag with that same white paper on that top left. But then you're going to see I actually changed my mind on some of that. But the reason why I changed my mind is because I want things to be near enough to the clusters where I feel like it's just not all over the place. So you see how I just put the adhesive and I plopped it up on top and putting all the other journaling. But you see this one goes along with that top right. The other one that had a little bit more journaling goes along with that middle, where the pie and the enamel dots. So it's kind of one area. And then I realized these two are pretty separated, that middle left and that top. So that's why I took it off and then put it there. So again, it just kind of flows a little better, or at least in my opinion. But I do hope you like this video. And if you do, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I do post 2 videos a week. One is always scrapbooking, and one is whatever it is I'm creating in the Command Center, which just happens to be the name of my blog and also my craft room. But you see how I have that little picture over there in that corner? I just love it. So thank you so much for watching. Bye.